Hello everyone. Today the topic is gluconeogenesis. So what is gluconeogenesis? As the name suggests, gluco is glucose and neo means newly and genesis is synthesis. So this is synthesis of new glucose. Now, from where does this new synthesis of glucose take place? Synthesis of new glucose mainly occurs from the non-carbohydrate precursors. So, these non-carbohydrate precursors serve as the ingredients for the synthesis of the new glucose. Now, what are those non-carbohydrate precursors? One is lactate. The other is glucogenic amino acids. Third is glycerol part of fat. And fourth is propionyl CoA that comes from oxidation of odd chain fatty acids. So gluconeogenesis is nothing but synthesis of new glucose mainly from the non-carbohydrate precursors. What are the non-carbohydrate precursors? They are lactate, glucogenic amino acids, glycerol part of fat and propionyl CoA. So for the synthesis of the new glucose molecule, all these substrates have to get converted into pyruvate. And now how each of these gets converted into pyruvate, we'll see in the coming slides. So coming to the substrates for gluconeogenesis, first and most important substrate for gluconeogenesis is lactate. The lactate that is formed during anaerobic glycolysis from pyruvate, it reaches the liver. And in the liver, it undergoes a dehydrogenation reaction in which the lactate in the presence of the enzyme lactate dehydrogenase forms pyruvate in which one molecule of NAD gets reduced to NADH. Now this pyruvate enters gluconeogenesis. Second most important substrates for gluconeogenesis are the glucogenic amino acids. During conditions like starvation, to maintain blood glucose level, there is protein catabolism and the amino acids from the muscle are degraded and they are catabolized and they reach the blood and from there they reach the liver, and in the liver they undergo transamination reaction in which the amino group is removed and transferred to a corresponding keto acid which enter the TCA cycle and form oxaloacetate or pyruvate. So this is the transamination reaction of all the amino acids. Alanine is the most important substrate for gluconeogenesis that is derived from the muscle. It is transaminated in the presence of the enzyme alanine transaminase to form pyruvate. So alanine transfer from the muscle to the liver is mainly operated through the glucose alanine cycle or what we call it as Kahli cycle. So alanine from the muscle is absorbed into the blood and from blood it reaches the liver. In the liver, this alanine gets converted into pyruvate which is used up for gluconeogenesis. Glucose is again absorbed into the blood which reaches the muscle and then which gets converted into pyruvate through glycolysis, and pyruvate gets converted into alanine. This is the Kahli cycle in which the gluconeogenic amino acids are used for gluconeogenesis. Another important substrate for gluconeogenesis is glycerol part of fat, in which the glycerol gets phosphorylated in the presence of the enzyme glycerol kinase to form glycerol 3-phosphate. Here ATP is the phosphate donor, and glycerol 3-phosphate undergoes a dehydrogenation reaction to form what is called as DHAP or dihydroxyacetone phosphate in the presence of the enzyme glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Now this DHAP enters the gluconeogenesis. Another minor source of substrates for gluconeogenesis is propionic acid. This is a minor source for glucose. The oxidation of odd chain fatty acids mainly result in the formation of propionyl CoA. Now this propionyl CoA gets converted into succinyl CoA, which enters the TCA cycle to get converted into oxaloacetate. Now this oxaloacetate is utilized for gluconeogenesis. Now where does this gluconeogenesis occurs? It mainly occurs in the liver, and to some extent it occurs in the renal cortex. But at cellular level, if we see, the pathway is partly cytoplasmic and partly mitochondrial. That is, some of the pathway occurs in the cytoplasm and some of the pathway occurs in the mitochondria. So why does gluconeogenesis occur, or what is the significance of gluconeogenesis? First and foremost is to maintain the blood glucose level by liver. The key enzyme of gluconeogenesis, or one of the key enzyme of gluconeogenesis, that is glucose 6 phosphatase, that is present only in liver. So liver plays very important role in maintenance of blood glucose level by gluconeogenesis. And in the other important point is, during conditions like starvation or during conditions like fasting, initially the glucose level is maintained by glycogenolysis. All the glycogen stores, they get depleted, get converted into glucose, and that's help in maintenance of blood glucose level. But after 12 to 18 hours, all the glycogen stores get depleted and the glucose level is mainly maintained by gluconeogenesis. The substrates for the gluconeogenesis mainly come from the protein catabolism from the muscle, that is the glucogenic amino acids. All the protein that is present in the muscle that gets degraded, and the amino acids serve as substrate for the gluconeogenesis. So that is the significance of gluconeogenesis. Firstly, to maintain the blood glucose levels by liver, because the enzyme glucose 6 phosphatase, it is present, glucose 6 phosphatase. It is present only in liver, or to a major extent in liver, it is absent in muscle. And the second part is, during starvation or fasting, initially the blood glucose levels are maintained by glycogen degradation or glycogen stores. But later stages, after 12 to 18 hours, the blood glucose levels are mainly maintained by the pathway gluconeogenesis, and the substrates for this are coming from the protein catabolism in the muscle.